Not only is it a functional space, but it's also an aesthetically pleasing space. And it's going to be a nice hub for students, not only just to have a quiet place to study, to do their work, but also get support for their classes.
Hey, Eastlake, we are so excited for today. This has been a long time coming, but of course I'm here with our lovely Principal Huslin, and we are here to talk about the new library renovations and really showcase them because holy moly, Miss Huslin, they look phenomenal.
And it is such a beautiful renovation. And really what began this renovation was the need to have adequate space for our special needs students. But then that prompted just a reimagining of the library in its entirety and just making use of every square foot available. So not only did we get exterior restrooms for the students, but we also got 2 special needs classrooms with a life skills space. It's beautiful. And then we also have a sports medicine classroom with access to the fields and then an after hours treatment room as well.
That is amazing. Now we're gonna back up a little bit because last time we were here, when we filmed the video about the renovations, we couldn't go in.
Right.
There was a big old blue fence and we couldn't enter. So now could you just talk about some of the space? Like right now we're standing where it used to be the circulation desk.
Right.
Remember how you'd like walk in, you'd head over, and then here we are turning our books, but that is gone.
Right, and so they had a lot of unusable shelf space that was just not compacted, and so it was very spread out. So they've returned that square footage to be able to use by classroom space.
And you can see some of the classrooms right here. So when you talk about how you had some of the space reimagined into classrooms for our special ed program, you mentioned, okay, I see right there, sensory room. All right, so what are some of the features in these classrooms?
So there's a regular classroom space. There's a standard hygiene room that's needed for our Mod Severe program. But in addition, there's actually a full-size kitchen in there and with a washer and dryer, and that space is meant to teach students the basic life skills.
Wow.
And so it's open to any classroom to use, but really it's meant for our special needs students all the way from our moderate classrooms to also our severe classrooms.
Wow, so you're saying that students can possibly wash their clothes here if there's an accident and they're fully functioning, fully working?
Right, and what parent wouldn't want their child to learn how to wash their own clothes?
That's phenomenal. That's so exciting.
Yes.
Now, okay, talk to us about that treatment center because that is super important, especially with so many of our students being athletes, and that Titan Field is a big source of pride for a lot of our alumni.
So we have a lot of athletes, and not only do we have our 1 sports medicine teacher, we have 2 sports medicine teachers.
And then that program has expanded over the years.
Yes, it has. And so they offer before school and after school treatment for our student athletes. And so there's a special treatment room that now is just dedicated space for that with an ice machine, the treatment beds so they can get their ankles wrapped or what have you. In that space.
And that space is fully functioning during games or practices?
Right. Then during after hours, they can come to the room so that they can get taped or have their treatment.
Wow, that's super, so exciting. Okay, so that was this space. But now you have to tell us what happened to the fireplace. You got to show us.
Right, because that's the reason why we were able to use so much of the square footage for all these other purposes. So the fireplace was removed, and the purpose for that was to install high-density book storage. So we basically took all of the places where the books were stored and compacted them into a mechanical bookshelf.
That is just, to me, so wild. What do you mean mechanical bookshelf?
So the bookshelves move. So instead of having to have triple or quadruple the space, they actually compact. And so when the librarians need to get into the books, they move the bookshelves with the press of a button, and they can get to all the storage of the books.
That's incredible. Okay, so fine, we lost the fireplace, but the mechanical bookshelves look fabulous. Okay, what else did you do to the space? Because holy moly, like the lighting, the reception area, like the seating's different. What happened?
So they modernized the lighting, so it's actually bright and cheery place in here. But in addition to that, the bookshelves and the seating that was purchased is actually meant to be modular and flexible.
Oh, great.
So we can use this space for a different number of things, not just a library space. We also have a presentation room. So when the teachers bring in their students, let's say they're working on presentations, they can actually go into a smaller classroom setting and present to their peers or to the teacher or however they want to structure that. In addition to that, the technology that's been installed in the library is modern and up to date. We have a number of smart televisions and also smart boards, like our interactive displays that can be used by both teachers and students alike.
Wow, so you're telling me that students don't have to go to Panera, they can come and hang out and
Right.
actually get their work done and use the displays for their studying.
Right, and our, as far as the hours and the use of the library, we intend to open it before school starts so that students that arrive early can have a place to study, including some tutoring options,
Okay.
both before school and after school. So again, it's gonna be a nice hub for students, not only just to have a quiet place to study, to do their work, but also get support for their classes.
That's so exciting. And then of course we see a whole new office space for our librarians and our librarian techs to work. And then you have new flooring, we have new carpeting. Just look at the pillars, even that looks different.
And not only is it a functional space, but it's also an aesthetically pleasing space. That's important too because you want people to want to be here. And so it becomes a hub of the school.
Oh yeah, I don't know who wouldn't want to be in this beautiful space. So okay, one last question. How long did this take for the renovation?
It was supposed to take less than 9 months. However, just like with a lot of remodeling projects, when you start opening up the walls, you find things that you didn't expect. And there were some mold issues. And so in order for them not to have to come back and deal with those intermittently, they actually replaced the windows and did some new stucco and exterior work, which delayed the project another 6 months.
Even with that exterior work, we saw, there's new landscaping. It looks like there's new concrete there. I mean, it's just such a beautiful space. And we just could not thank you enough for giving us a tour of this. And not only that, thank you for getting us through this. It was a crazy process, I'm assuming.
It was, but it's my pleasure to show it off. And I'm just so happy it's here now and ready for all of our Eastlake students.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Thank you.